Hi, welcome to another day in the life of TLE. Today, I'm going to just kind of freestyle on what I'm talking about. Very briefly, I am looking for a new doctor, and I'm a bit anxious about that and unsettled. Um, I hope that the transition is smooth or easy, and that may be very irrational, but that is what I'm hoping. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to starting a new journey with a new doctor. In the beginning, I felt a little hesitant and maybe even bad. I felt bad, yeah. Largely because I don't like to be misunderstood, and I didn't want there to be any misunderstandings between myself and um, my physician. And so that's that. And I'm going to just kind of journey into another topic and just talking about life and how life presents you with um, so many things at times. And there are times where I personally have been overloaded with things. And um, I was talking to this girl today. I haven't seen her since I was probably 15, maybe even a little younger. And she noticed me, and so she, inquired about what I had been doing. And so I told her, the last year and a half that I had been, in the hospital, out in and out of the hospital, dealing with cancer. And so she was, of course, pretty surprised. And she said, you seem like you're in a good place and you have a good spirit, and you know that's really good. You don't really look like you've been through what you've been through. And I hear that a lot, and I guess I should be grateful about that. And sometimes it rubs me in different places that are not always necessarily good places. It's just hard to swallow. It's hard to um, I don't always know what to do with that, because it's like, while I may look a certain way, the reality is I'm still dealing with all of the stuff. And I'm grateful that I don't appear to have um, had some of the things go on that actually is or did happen or is going on. So, I could look at that more than one way. And I do try to remain grateful for the strength and just the ability to keep moving and persevering through everything. That is a blessing, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for um, not being bitter. I'm thankful for the portion of sanity that I have. I'm not saying that I'm fully sane, but the portion that I do have, I am thankful for that, because I do realize that life sometimes could definitely, basically, what I realize is that there are situations and or times that you can actually juggle with your sanity. And I did go through a period early on where it was a bit scary for me. I felt like I didn't know which way I was going to go. I was feeling overwhelmed, and I was feeling pretty vulnerable. I just felt really vulnerable, and that was scary for me, because I've never really felt that way before. And I had so many stressors and so many things happening at one time, and I was trying to stay afloat and working and maintaining my doctor's appointments and maintaining a job and maintaining relationships, and it was just a lot to do. And I remember just struggling to stay afloat, struggling to maintain a sense of balance and what I feel like is sanity. And I do know that you have to work at that and you have to practice doing that, especially when you are challenged in that area. And for me, what was helpful is to maximize those times that I had alone and those times that I felt like things were getting out of control. During those times, I felt like it was important to find a center place within myself and rest there. There are times where I had to kind of talk my way through situations and kind of do a lot of accepting and placing responsibilities in different places. For instance, if there was an issue or a concern that I had no control over it, then I would place that in the box of things I had no control over it, the things that I had no control over, so that I could actually focus on things that I did have control over. So everything that I did or what I began to do had to be very intentional. You have to be intentional about what you're doing, what you're choosing not to do, where you're going, who you're around, what you're listening to, what you believe. All that is very important when you are in the midst of any type of battle or struggle in your life. You have to be in tune to those things, and most importantly, exercise the power within. And so while there are many stressors and people, places, and things that will pull at you or challenge you, whatever the case may be, it is important to know what power you have within yourself and utilize it. And so when I would feel certain ways, or I feel certain emotions that I didn't want to be entangled in, that's when I would take a moment, dig deep, and then exercise the power within. If I needed to talk myself through a situation and find a place of rest in that situation, or concerning that situation, then I would do that and let it go. And I found that to be really helpful. And once I started letting things go and placing things in their perspective places, or placing people in their perspective places, life got a little easier. And my most enjoyable moments were when I was using my power, just taking control of my mind and taking control of what direction it was going to go in. The other day I wrote something down. I don't remember it verbatim, but it was to the effect that the mind is like a car. You can change the gears in whatever direction that's needed. So if your mind is in the gear of worrying, you do have the power to change the direction of your mind. So if you don't want to worry, then you have to find things that would take your mind away from worrying, and that power lies within. And so it is a beautiful and yet powerful experience when you tap into the power that you have within you, and you will be able to take better control and take better care of yourself. And so I'm going to end this video because it's getting a little long, and they take a long time to upload when they are long. So thank you for your time, and I'll talk back with you soon.